I didn't slam the door when I left. I didn't yell, didn't curse, didn't ask her why. Because when the truth cuts that deep, silence is everything. She lied. And in that moment, I stopped trying to understand. I walked out because I had to, because staying would have meant swallowing something I couldn't live with. And I thought that was it. I thought it was over until the letter came. Folded, torn, left at my doorstep in the quietest way possible. And suddenly everything I thought I knew about the situation shattered again. We'd been together for 4 years. 4 years of comfort, of shared keys and inside jokes and Sunday mornings wrapped in each other's silence. It wasn't fireworks anymore. It was steady, familiar, safe. Or so I thought. Looking back, I can pinpoint the exact moment the air changed. It was in her eyes, how they stopped lingering on mine. In her voice, how she started speaking in half sentences, like she was always holding something back. But I ignored it, because when you love someone, you defend them even from your own instincts. And maybe that's why it hurt more when I found out the truth. It wasn't even something big at first, just a conversation I overheard. Her voice low and nervous on the phone, saying she couldn't keep doing this, saying she felt guilty. I shouldn't have listened, but I did. And that night I asked her about it. She smiled, said it was just work stress, said I was overthinking. And I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her. But the next morning I checked her messages. Something I had never done before. Something I never wanted to do. And there it was. Another name. Another world she was part of. One I didn't exist in. She hadn't cheated, not physically, but emotionally. She was already gone. I remember just staring at the screen. Numb. I didn't confront her. Didn't wait for her to come home. I just grabbed my coat, my keys, and left. No note, no goodbye. I walked out on the life we had built because she had already walked out on the truth. Days turned into weeks. I got my own place. Started over, kind of. I still carried her in the quiet moments. In the way I paused when I saw a shirt that looked like hers. In the ache that hit when I realized I didn't know what she was doing anymore. But I never called, never texted because she had lied. And that was a line I couldn't uncross. Then one rainy afternoon, I came home and saw it. A letter. No envelope. Just my name written in her handwriting. Placed gently outside my door. I hesitated. Every part of me screamed not to open it. Not to let her back in. Not even through words. But I did. And what I read broke me in a way her lie never could. You probably hate me. I would too. But before you erase me completely, please read this. Not because I deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve the truth. I lied that night, not because I didn't trust you, but because I was ashamed of who I was becoming. That man you saw in my messages, I wasn't in love with him. I was in love with the attention, the escape, the version of me that didn't have to be perfect or strong or held together. With you, I was everything I ever wanted to be. But I didn't know how to hold on to that without feeling like I was failing. I know that makes no sense, but I was scared. Scared that I wasn't enough anymore. Scared that one day you'd wake up and realize you deserve better. So I created a mess, a coward's way out. I gave you a reason to hate me instead of asking for help. You didn't yell when you left. You didn't even look back. But I watched you go from the window, and I've never stopped regretting it. I've gone to message you 100 times. But what do you say to the person whose heart you shattered without meaning to? I'm not asking for another chance. I just need you to know you were never the problem. I was, and I'll spend the rest of my life carrying that. I hope you find peace. I hope you find someone who doesn't run when things get messy. But if you ever wonder whether I loved you, yes, I did. I still do. I just didn't know how to love you right. Her name. I sat on the floor for hours after reading it. Not because I forgave her instantly, but because I finally understood betrayal isn't always about malice. Sometimes it's about fear, self-destruction, insecurity masked as detachment. And the truth hurt more than the lie because it reminded me that what we had was real. It just wasn't strong enough to survive the war she was fighting within herself. I never responded. Not because I didn't feel anything, but because some letters are meant to be the ending, not the beginning of something new. And yet I carried it with me. Not to reopen wounds, but to remind myself that sometimes people leave not because they stop loving you, but because they forget how to love themselves. To anyone holding on to the pain of someone else's lie, you are allowed to walk away. You are allowed to never look back. But if closure comes in an envelope, or a message, or a whisper from the past, let it reach you, not to reopen what's been closed, but to finally set it down. If the story touched you, comment below. Share it with someone still healing in silence. And remember, the truth may hurt, but it also frees you, because sometimes walking away isn't the end. It's where the understanding finally begins.